Oh, all right. Let's listen to this is Tim Pool. Oh yeah, this is pretty funny. So Tim Pool is one of the most naked grifters on YouTube. And I mean, I think that's true. I mean, I think like it's so nakedly the case. And I know, Tim, if you're listening, you probably aren't. But I know that the reason why you do what you do is because you don't have to do that much work to make the enormous amount of cash that you're making in your house out there in the burbs. And I know that you've told people that. So that's why I say it. But here is Tim Pool. Which one should we take first? Which one? We should take the complaints, right? Is that it?
Yeah, start with 8, I would say.
Okay. Love a good complaint.
Yeah, here's Tim Pool complaining that he's misunderstood by leftists.
Likely, let's talk about Civil War for a minute. The darkest or the grossest topic.
This is like the only thing that leftists have at any capacity to actually criticize me. Is that out of 5,832 videos? Now it's more than that because that number was from like last week. I have maybe 25 videos about Civil War. And they're like, aha, we got him. He's talking about the Atlantic article they wrote about Civil War coming. It's like, yes.
Now, what is it? Brendan, what's his point there? What is his point?
I guess it's that he only covers a coming Civil War because it's been talked about by other people in the news, and he's just, talking about what others are talking about.
Yeah, he's upset. He tweeted out that, Spike Lee's talking about Civil War and, these guys are bumbling idiots is sort of the point he's trying to make.
About these guys in Michigan.
Yeah, and that Spike Lee was being was hyperventilating being a bit hysterical when he's talking about like Donald Trump stealing the election, for instance. Right.
So show some of his tweets. I mean, look, either the guy is consistent on something or he isn't. He's just chasing clicks and dollars constantly. Such a grifter.
Not tweets, but YouTube videos, all from different time periods.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Screen grab of YouTube videos. 2 weeks ago, Professor warns Civil War may be next step of civil unrest. Pastor warns Democrats will be hunted. Tim Pool on America's coming second Civil War. Are you ready for the second Civil War? Tim discusses prediction for Civil War and escalating racial tensions. The second Civil War is coming into focus. This is Reza Aslan. I mean, I don't know. How do you criticize people for talking about Civil War when you have been talking about the second Civil War over and over again?
Yeah, I want to challenge his numbers because the whoever's behind Tim Pool clips, I think, has maybe better numbers. It says in reality he has discussed it in almost 200 of his most recent 800 videos. So I think Tim has the resources to challenge that number if he wants to, and he should, because I buy Tim Pool clips.
The point is really has nothing to do with Civil War, not Civil War. Tim Pool is a grifter. He's a grifter. Man,
makes me think I should get into the YouTube game. Or maybe not, if this is what makes you successful.
Look at the numbers he's doing on these videos.
Here, I got
300
from a year ago, Brendan. I got one from Joe Rogan's show.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the first page of those clips that I'm showing. I'm still scrolling.
Listen to how he frames his own work here at the start of this.
People might say I'm a little alarmist when I mention a potential civil war. But let me clarify. I'm not saying, because I've brought this up before, I'm not saying it's going to be 1800s, two big battlefields. But at the same time, what people don't seem to realize when it comes to history is that when you read about World War II, we've condensed all the highlights into a very short paragraph or a series of paragraphs. And you don't realize the war was several years. There were periods where nothing happened, right? I was in Egypt during...
Anyway, that's,
Yep.
This is one of his beats. The other thing, though, I think we should play a little bit more of this clip, actually, in the full context, because he goes on to basically say Whitmer had it coming. So let me just, I got the clip here. Let's play a little bit more of this. because I think it's
What show is that?
This is Timcast IRL, his show with there's a Cassandra Faye makes and some guy named Ian who's actually trying to make some points, which I'm surprised by, and the comment section hates him. I'll show some selects from that later. But
is that out of 5,832 videos? Now it's more than that because that number was from last week. I have maybe 25 videos about Civil War. And they're like, aha, we got him. He's talking about the Atlantic article they wrote about Civil War coming. It's yes. There are a couple of videos where I directly, asked the question, like when the AG in Oregon sued the federal government because the federal government was trying to enforce the law. It's when you have the states challenging the federal government's right to enforce its own laws.
I guess he's talking about the AG of Oregon.
Or that's kind of weird and scary. And that's the way I describe it is,
through
really escalating to full-on hot conflict between factions, or Joe Biden and Trump are boxing each other on the White House lawn to become president or something, then they'll claim that these things were part of what started the Civil War or was the Civil War. But now you have Spike Lee straight up said it. He was being interviewed by some magazine or whatever, and they asked him what's going on, and he made some comment about being Nostradamus or something, and he said Civil War is coming, y'all better prepare because this MFer is not leaving the White House, something like that. And so, yeah, just more talk from Spike Lee, and then you add this to this story we have about these guys in Michigan, and I'm just kind of oh, I'm not surprised.
Is this the first of many attempts on
politicians?
Yeah,
dude, you violate the Constitution brazenly while laughing at people when you do it. Don't be surprised when this kind of thing happens. Now, I'm grateful to the FBI that they got stopped.
Do you remember what happened with her?
Wait, what did Whitmer do that violated the Constitution, and when she was laughing in people's faces about it?
As far as I can tell, some emergency orders that she wanted to do about coronavirus. This is the thing Trump, I think, was tweeting about the Liberate Michigan.
Tim Pool was so enraged about the complete lack of democracy that took place in Flint that led to the neuro poisoning of literally multiple generations of children. I remember when he was outraged by that. Oh, wait, no, not Tim Pool. Sorry. I'm thinking about somebody else.
This goes on. I think it's pretty despicable, actually.
There was an anti-lockdown protest, and the next day she came out and she was like, well, now basically I'm going to create an even harsher lockdown out of spite. Remember?
I remember that.
I was like, whoa, this
dude,
woman's going to get...
She's evil.
Yeah.
Legit evil. So I say she's evil in the truest sense of the word, right? When a bunch of people in Michigan were freaking out because her emergency powers are too extreme, they started signing petitions saying we want a referendum on taking her power away. And she said, do not let them take my power from me. And then when the Supreme Court of Michigan ruled you can't do this, she said, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Talk about evil.
Completely mad with power.
Here's the problem.
Off of it.
Why isn't the federal government removing her? That's what they're supposed to do, right? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
You're wrong.
But if you have a governor and their legislation says you can't do this and she laughs and does it anyway, shouldn't the feds then intervene and be like, this woman must be removed? Because she's not letting anyone do anything. And I'll tell you what else. What are the cops doing? Now, the AG has said she will no longer enforce any of Gretchen Whitmer's, edict. So she's essentially just sitting in a room crying and screaming, demanding a lockdown that no one's going to enforce. So she lost.
Right.
But shouldn't she just immediately, don't we have some kind of thing where it's if you're ordered not to do something, you do it anyway, we get rid of you? You're no longer the governor or in charge?
Recall.
Yeah, but that requires an actual vote. She's not letting people leave their houses.
Wow.
I'm exaggerating a bit.
Yeah, kidnapping is basically a recall without the red tape.
Exactly.
That's his response to, and by the way, there's some indication that one of the guys shared a Tim Pool clip about Steven Crowder. I mean, I'm not sure about that, but it looked, there's indication of that. So I would think I'd be a little bit more contrite and I guess moderate in certain statements I make about Whitmer in this time. But, Tim's got money.
He's got some cash to make, man.
What is she supposed to be getting out of these shutdown orders? Does he think she's just getting off on it?
Drunk with power. She's so excited for people not to get coronavirus that it's driving her crazy, man.
Well, in Tim Pool's defense, we have video of a local Western Michigan sheriff who shared the stage with two of these guys that were arrested, talking about how, they were just charged with kidnapping her. And it doesn't mean it's exactly illegal.
What? Do we have that footage? Let's hear it.
Are frequently seen at local demonstrations, including at this rally in protest of Governor Whitmer's stay-at-home order held last May in Grand Rapids. You can see William Null on stage alongside Barry County Sheriff Dar Leaf, a guest speaker at the event. We spoke with Sheriff Leaf Thursday night.
Well, I haven't read everything up on it. I've got other duties to do. It wasn't our investigation. So I was shocked. I did not see this coming with those guys, but still, we can't convict them in the news media here. They do have a right to a fair trial.
Leaf says he doesn't know of Null's alleged involvement in the plot and doesn't have any regrets about sharing a stage with him.
Do you have any regrets from being on stage, sharing a stage with a guy who's now being charged in a plot to kidnap the governor?
Well, it's just a charge, and they say a plot to kidnap. And you got to remember that, are they trying to kidnap? Because a lot of people are angry with the governor, and they want her arrested. So are they trying to arrest, or was it a kidnap attempt? Because you can still, in Michigan, if it's a felony, you can make a felony arrest. And I think it's MCL 764.4 or something like that, 0.5, somewhere around there. And it doesn't say if you're an elected office that you're exempt from that arrest. So I have to look at it from that angle, and I'm hoping that's more what it is. In fact, these guys are innocent until proven guilty, so I'm not even sure if they had any part in it.
I mean, he's right. They're innocent until proven guilty. He's promoting the felony arrest of the governor by, I guess, civilians. I wonder if that's the way that he operates around his own town. But remember, it's the sheriffs who you got to watch out for, right? I mean, they're the ones. Do you remember there was like the sovereign citizens up in Maine were going in and meeting with the Governor Lepage and telling him that, like, you can have you can basically assassinate like the state legislators because they're treasonous towards you, and the real seat of power is with the counties where the sheriff is. I mean, this all sounds comedic, but the lawyers for the governor had to sit him down and tell him, like, those people, you can't meet with them anymore because they don't know what they're talking about.
I would love to have all the NSA's spying powers and see what kind of texts that sheriff's been receiving and sending over the past day or so.
Yeah, that would be interesting to find out.